The Premier League is set to return. PSG face a race against time. Hakimi wants to stay at Madrid. A transfer roundup and today's Friday feels all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Froelich, you are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. First up, and the Premier League finally has a return date. The 17th of June will see Aston Villa against Sheffield United and Manchester City against Arsenal as Premier League action returns exactly 100 days since Aston Villa lost to Leicester 4-0. Now, this is only because these teams have one more game to play than the rest of the division, and a few days later, on the 20th, that weekend is when the full round of fixtures will kick off. Probably on the Friday night is Tottenham against Manchester United, an unbelievable game, and on the Saturday, Liverpool could win the Premier League title. That's because they are 2 wins from victory, but if Manchester City were to lose to Arsenal, however improbable that may seem, Liverpool could clinch the title on their first game back. Now, Captain Jordan Henderson has been saying it'll be kind of weird to celebrate a title victory without their fans, but it'll be thoroughly deserved for an unbelievable Liverpool team. Anyway, what they're going to do is basically try and fit the Premier League within the space of 6 weeks, with an ending date around the 25th or 26th of July. This will mean there'll be 6 weekends worth of football, and as well as this, 2 or 3 mid-week full fixture lists. So there will be an absolute football festival on the weekends with 10 different kickoff times over Saturday and Sunday, with a potential Friday and a Monday game as well. But if you're not a fan of the Premier League, do not worry, because Serie A is returning. The Coppa Italia and the Serie A are going to be back around those weeks as well, and next weekend sees the return of La Liga with the Seville derby between Sevilla and Betis. It's all pretty good news, and what's more is it gets rather exciting in the Premier League because there's the race for the top 4 and the race to avoid relegation. As for the title race, we all know it's pretty much Liverpool's. But moving on from that and to one league that has been cancelled, a bit of transfer news from PSG, who are apparently facing a race against time to bring Icardi to the club permanently. So around 62 million euros is the fee that's in the loan contract from Inter Milan, which would see him sign for the Parisians on a full-time basis. But this clause expires on the 31st of May, which I hardly need to tell you is this weekend. So if they don't get it done before that, not only are they going to have to send Icardi back to Inter Milan and then negotiate with the club and the player himself for a return to Paris, but it also means they won't have him available for the Champions League. So PSG, as you know, beat Dortmund and are still in the Champions League at the quarter-final stage. Now, because FIFA don't allow loans to be extended, and as you say, he'll have to go back to Inter Milan at the end of the season, 31st of May, he won't be available for the quarterfinal onwards when the Champions League eventually returns. It looks like UEFA has said it will come back in August, and even if they were to sign him permanently afterwards, technically, I'm not sure it would count, as it would be his registration for the 2021 season, not the same deal that brought him to the club in the 1920 season. Basically, they'd be without Icardi, although if Neymar and Mbappe are fit, they shouldn't have too much to worry about. Anyway, moving on, and Achraf Hakimi apparently sees his future at Real Madrid. That is according to his agent, who has said that with him and his client, the goal has always been to play at the biggest club in the world, which they think is Real Madrid. Maybe not too far wrong there. Anyway, he is of course currently on loan at Borussia Dortmund in a 2-year deal and has been absolutely flying down the right-hand wing, helping Dortmund to somewhat make a challenge for the Bundesliga title. Anyway, they've said that if Hakimi were to go back this season, they would wait a little bit to see if Real Madrid want to include him in the first team because he wants to be playing games, or maybe there's even another loan. But it's all geared towards the ultimate goal of playing for Real Madrid one day. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it seems very rare in football these days that you have one player who's so determined to play for his parent club, for the club he's grown up in the academy, that even if they say, nah, we haven't quite got room for you yet, we'll ship you out on another loan, he's still happy to do that and then come back just to play for Madrid. Either Hakimi is that desperate to play for Real, or they've got a really strong hold because of the culture and the history of the club. I'm probably going to go for a mixture of the both. Anyway, even if no club can sign Hakimi perfectly and Real want to send him out on another loan and they don't want to keep him just yet because Dani Carvajal is a pretty good right back, I'm sure most clubs would take Hakimi on loan. Even if it's just for a season, he'd definitely add anything to pretty much any squad in the world. So next up, in a quick roundup of the rest of the day's transfer news, where Brescia owner Massimo Cellino has said that he regrets signing Mario Balotelli for his hometown club. Galatasaray, the latest team to be interested in Bournemouth's out-of-contract winger Ryan Fraser. Adam Lallana has apparently been offered a 4-year deal by Leicester once his Liverpool contract expires, and Chelsea are reportedly interested in bringing in Roman Bürki from Dortmund. So last but not least, we come to Friday Feels. This is where you guys leave your footballing predictions in the comment section below for the weekend's football. And of course, it's just Bundesliga action this weekend, but very, very soon we'll have lots more to talk about. Anyway, talking of the action, first off, I think the Hertog can continue their fine form with a victory over Augsburg. Secondly, I think that Achraf Hakimi, talking about him, is going to score for Dortmund this weekend as they play on Sunday. And lastly but not least, I think Schalke are going to lose to Werder Bremen, and coach David Wagner will unfortunately have to say goodbye to the club. So there you have it. That is all from me. Make sure you let me know your Friday feels in the comment section down below and your thoughts on the rest of today's daily news. Whilst you're at it, smash the like button and click here or here to check out all of the other videos we've got going on Onefootball, and also hit the subscribe button. We're so close to 400k. You guys can do it. I know you can. Anyway, on top of this, have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday.